Okay, everybody, we are here for our next math lesson. We are in Unit 6, Lesson 2, so 6.2. Let's read our goal. I can add and subtract. Ready. I can add and subtract using multiple strategies and models to identify, create, and solve multi-step word problems using multiple strategies and models. Let's break this down. Multiple means many. And strategies means methods or ways. And models means like pictures or like math mountains. So we're going to be using lots of different like methods, ways, pictures to identify, and that means try to figure out, create, and solve single step or multi-step word problems. Again, using lots of different ways. Trying to use those math mountains, trying to just use putting the numbers on top of each other, where we're going to be doing our trading, or where we're going to be, carrying above or below. So just lots and lots of different ways. And the big key word here is multiple. Methods or ways, what's going to be best for you. Before we get into our first pages here, just a really quick check-in. Add to type problem. Kelsey had 9 books. She borrowed 4 books from her friend. How many books does Kelsey have now? Well, in the last lesson, we were just talking about math mountains. So Kelsey has 9 books. She borrowed 4 from her friend. I mean, she got 4 more. So that's an addend. That's an addend. And then how many does she have now? Well, total 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4, 3. Okay. Or I really would do it like this. 9 plus 4 equals 13. Okay, so 13 is my total. She has 13 books now. Okay? Then we can also have a take from. So we're going to write a subtraction problem that undoes the addition word problem in problem number 1. Then we'll draw a math mountain, write an equation, and solve that problem. So I'm just going to let you sit here and think. You can even pause the video and think of a good subtraction problem. Remember, usually you would kind of start with the total. So I didn't add this. Just to let you know, I already wrote the word problem underneath it, but I didn't start with this. I should start with this. Kelsey has, I'm pretty sure it was 13. Yep, has 13 books. So I should start with my total. You don't have to, but it's kind of a nice way to start it. But so, just in your head, you can start with that. So Kelsey has 13 books. Now you're going to do a take from, which means subtraction problem. So you're going to do a subtraction problem now. So start with your total, 13 books, and do a subtraction. And pause it just so you can really get that practice. Okay. Hopefully you did pause. Here's my word problem. So I'm going to actually start with here. Kelsey has 13 books. Paris asked to borrow 6 books from Kelsey. How many books does Kelsey have now? Okay, so if that's my full word problem, I'm going to just move everything up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to make my math mountain first. Well, my total we already know is 13. Paris asked to borrow 6 of them. That's one of my addends. Well, I don't know what my other addend is yet. So I have to do my equation. So I can do 13 minus 6 equals, and I can, whenever I do subtraction, I always like to count up. So I start at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 7. So my other addend is 7. How many books does she have now? She has 7 books. So, already part of our big math goal is to identify, figure out what kind of problem it is. Well, we figured out that this was an addition, an add to. She has 9, and she adds 4 more to it to get the 13. And this is a take from. We had 13, so that's a subtraction. Had 13, took 6 from it to get to 7. And so now we're going to be getting into our first page here. If you have not done this yet, open up to page 393 and send that to Notability. Okay, going to start at the very top here. Going to read this orange. Solve unknown addend word problems. Ooh, I love these. Okay, draw a math mountain and write and label an equation with a variable. Cool. Then solve each problem. Okay, so this is either going to be a put together, kind of a take apart problem, but with an unknown addend. There were 90 girls and some boys. And this time I'm going to do some underlining. 90 girls and some boys in an after-school program. 160 children were in the program in all. How many boys were in the after-school program? Okay, so for this one, I'm going to start by writing my math mountain. Okay, so there was 90 girls. That's one of my add-ins. I have no idea how many boys there are. That's one of my add-ins. But total, though, there's 160 total. Okay, then right next to that, I'm going to write an equation with a variable. Well, we have 90 girls plus some boys. I don't know, I'm just going to write B for boys. I'm going to change it. I never like writing B because it looks like a 6. I'm going to write an M. M for the boys equals 160 children. So I have to figure out then, well, how many is my M then? I could count up from 90 to 60, but I could also do just 160 minus 90. 0 minus 0, 0. I can't do 6 minus 9, so I'm going to go to my hundreds. Take one of my hundreds, 0 hundreds. Bring 10 tens over to the 6, and I have 16 tens. 16 minus 9 is 7, so 70. Oh, look at that, so 70. How many boys? 70 boys. Cool. That's what you're going to do for number 2, 3, and 4. You have to do a math mountain. You are going to do an equation with a variable for each of these. Or, you're either going to do an equation with a variable for those. But I'm going to first read problems 2, 3, and 4 before you do it. There were 150 people at the park. 70 were playing soccer. The others were playing softball. How many people were playing softball? Make sure you get your labels there. So something softball. 3. Jan planted 80 tulips last week. Today she planted some roses. Now she has 170 flowers. How many roses did she plant? And I didn't underline that. I should do underlining. You can do that too. That's going to help you so much. How many people were playing softball? Like the others. Jan planted 8 tulips. Today she planted some roses. Now she has that. How many roses did she plant? And then the last one. Tim's team had 140 tennis balls. Then his brother's team borrowed some. Now Tim's team has 60 tennis balls. How many did his brother's team borrow? Okay, so you're going to do 2, 3, 4 by yourself, and then come back and check it.